With the purchasing module of the INNOVA nxt system, multiple functions can be carried out, such as avoiding double entries through the automation and simplification of the validation. For that, follow the next steps. First, configuration of the article. This facilitates having all the articles cataloged with their information, as well as defining and having a predetermined warehouse to receive the article or material when necessary. For accounting purposes, it is very important to define the cost centers that will interact with each article, and the expense account that will be affected when the purchase is made. Also, it is possible to define if the article should be controlled with maximums and minimums. And all this information can be imported through the exchange of information or ASCII upload. Second, users. The access configuration for users is made according to the level of responsibility that each user may have in the purchasing process. The type of users may be defined, and each may be assigned permissions of access to simplify the tasks for each user. The electronic mail addresses must be captured for each user so that notifications can be sent or received as the purchasing authorization process advances. A purchase indicator is activated to send out a notification when the order is completed with the authorized signatures, so that users may solicit a purchase. It is necessary for them to have the departments for which they may purchase assigned, such as is shown in the following graphics. Third, rank of authorization. The outline of authorization can be made according to the function of the article, user, or account. But always validated by the total of the purchase order. This would allow us to define an approval flow by user for most purchases, and define the authorization flow by article or account for specific purchases. Authorization may be made by users of the same level, and special approval flow can be determined when the purchase budget is exceeded for any of the accounts. The assignment of chains of authorization is sped up by the copying of configuration of user/article/account for all that are similar. It is also possible to establish temporary substitutes for the authorized signatures. Fourth, capture of requisition. When a requisition is entered, it is possible to automatically determine the cost center and the expense account that must be affected at the moment payment is programmed. That way, it is assured that the expense affects the correct accounts even if the buyer does not know the accounting terms and processes. It may also restrict which articles are permitted by the user, according to the cost centers previously connected. The system will only show information of the budget to users with a right to see it. The budget can be assigned to the cost center and/or the account according to need or convenience. Once entered, the system processes the authorization and sends electronic notifications to those involved. Fifth, authorization. Through drill down, the users can consult the requisitions pending authorization. And when the requisition is shown on the screen, the details of the requested materials or articles can be seen. Upon returning to the authorization, the requisitions to be processed can be marked. If a requisition is rejected, the system will send a notification to the user that requested it, which may contain a note as to why it was denied from the person in charge of authorization. Sixth, purchase order. With the authorized signatures, the purchase order can be issued. A simple action, since we only have to select the movements of the orders that we want included. For each purchase order, we can assign a different address for the delivery of the invoice and another for the delivery of the merchandise. With the complete data, just press Enter. Seventh, receipts. By indicating the purchase order to the system, automatically the screen will show the movements of the order, indicating the amount solicited and received in case of partial deliveries. It is possible to mark the option of Receive All or enter the amount received in the required entry. The system will automatically request the warehouse for those articles that were configured to control their stock on hand. The receipt has the option of capturing the information of the invoice to program payment. Once the information is captured, press Enter to accept the changes made. Eighth, payment authorization. Finally, the authorization process allows the payment provision to be made and automatically send information to the bank module. To process the receipt, you only have to select the document or documents you want authorized. Capture the bank information, payment date, and mark if you want to provision the expense in foreign currency according to the date of the voucher. The system will show the rate of exchange. You may double-click to consult the invoice or capture the information if it was not previously processed. And once the data is complete, the information may be entered, which is sent automatically to the payment control of the bank and accounting modules. To obtain all the information of the purchase module, you can also consult the Purchase Number 2 video demo that includes information on maximums and minimums and physical inventory.